Ready, steady, fighty. Good boy, lights on. This one looks pretty tough. Cessation of hostilities complete.
I'll just set this on repeat while I go relieve my tank. No one will know.
This one looks pretty tough. Oh no, we're out of medics. Was that all? This one looks pretty tough. Bad guys dealt with. Uh-oh. You're my best friend forever. Fighting over. Time to fight. That's all. Hit boy lights on. done. Fighting now.
For your safety, please take cover until...
Fighting over. Time to fight. Cessation of hostilities complete. Starting combat. Just kidding. Ready, steady, fighting. Cessation of hostilities complete. Time to fight. That's all.
The commies have eyes everywhere, citizen, and that means that... They're not just commies.
Oh, please, please tell me you brought me some coffee cups.
They're...
Oh, please, please. Oh,
peeping toms. Well, hello. Well, hello. Well, hell. Well, hello. You require some additional... Got any more sweet, innocent little kitchen appliances for me? Well, well. Oh. Got any more sweet, innocent little kitchen appliances for me? Got any more sweet... Like I... You find one. Got any more
If Sir would press Sir's spinal area against my primary instrument.
What's the hat? Get...
The panel. I might vibrate at a soothing frequency.
Hi again, sweetie. You bet I... How can I illuminate you? Unlike certain...
Between you and me, I think the central... I can do that.
Maybe we can dim the lights and have a candlelit discussion of class...
Well, hello there. You're going to need to find yourself...
literature.
Greetings, citizen. Fantastic. Won't Greetings, citizen. Greetings, citizen.
Might I be of service, sir? Might I be of service? Might I be of service, sir? Might I be of service, sir? Might I be of service, sir? Might I be of service? Very good indeed, sir. Throwing out the riffraff protocols engaged. Do you, sir? Well, if... Might I be of service? Do you...
Got any more sweet?
We're all lit up. Is it Christmas? Nobody ever notices me, but they notice the Pip-Boy light.
Oh, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing, you... a little hard to see. Oh, did I leave that on? Oh. Well, that's good. Were we supposed to fight? I certainly don't feel violent, but, well, these contraptions make it hard to tell. Really? That implies preconceived... After all, it might be worth a cognitive... Oh, a variety of reasons. You're something of a homily. Anomaly? You see, you are the most successful brain. If you were to go back, your brain could be popped back in. I'm not sure, except that even if I forget them occasionally. Although I feel this one is especially important. Oh, well. Now that... Your brain is here. Do you? You seem fine without it. And does it... Tell you what... Oh, curiosity. I expect... The ghosts aren't real. Please be my... Oh. Well, every... How... Then I thought about... I was probably tripping. So many As for the psycho... Did I? Maybe I did. You and your brain. Dr. Mobius. This name's as real as... Someone's been... I must admit I have a vulnerability for how... Like the think tank, we were all reprogrammed to... Now, trap. But, yes, I certainly did. The radar fence to keep the think tank... I suspect So I had to do something else. Oh, you figured it out. Dr. O, which is actually... They have all forgotten that I reprogrammed their... It was a merciful lobotomy, really, thinking back. They were my friends, but sometimes they would take things too far. And the world isn't ready for that kind of too far thing taking. That's my profession. Really? It is so unlike me. Well, it's simple. Just without something to distract them. Then you came along, the final variable solved. They saw that their world was larger than they perceived. Bacteria, finally able to see its host. There have been other visitors. You were irrefutable proof that there were... See, your brain had a special... Yes, very good. I should have mentats in just you instead of the other way around. Mentats. In any event, you show... Bullets in the head are usually... But it was enough for the autodoc. That gave the think tank the knowledge its brains... If they obtained that procedural... And one... I consider coincidence. My threat broadcast is to... It prompted them to focus on retrieving those... And coincidentally, pardon my language, the X2 antenna can be used to focus your alpha wave frequency thought patterns. The sneaky suit? Why, it houses a cardiac regulator. And the sonic sound wave projectile... In short, brains, a heart... They had them all the time in the story. Yes, my overly aggressive cammed-up broadcast was designed to keep reinforced... Oh, and the... But I couldn't delete you or... You're really quite difficult to ignore. Oh, that means my plan is a... Yeah. Indeed. I'm having the most... Oh, intriguing. Well, if there's going to be killing, how should we begin? Whoa, have they not They can assemble them... Minions! Minions! Oh, yeah.
Sneaking done. Fighting now.
If a protract...
Well, well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been? Crawling through pits of radioactive muck again? Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Yes, well, believe me, the opposite is equally true. Good. Oh yes, I rather expect you have. I've just been traumatically scooped out of... Oh, had I? What exactly will you do if I don't? Not? You wouldn't. You're a monster. A deranged... After the think tank extracted me from your skull, Dr. Mobius saw an opportunity to... I don't know. I'm afraid the trauma of our separation rendered me I'm quite sure. Hardly. Dr. Mobius keeps a close Well, I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constant? Overrated biological feedback. Believe me. I suppose you're right. Indeed, quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it? I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that... Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. Unfortunately, even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, we would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share. And you believe them? Really? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mohab. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy... Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we saved... Right! Look out, think tank! This brain is coming out of its jar! I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with the... Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit... Right then, off we go!
You're my best friend forever.
Might I be of service? Very good in... Might I be of service?
You require some additional... You require some additional... You require some additional... Was the hat?
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. I recommend watching your tone with me. Now, your brain. And what could we possibly have to speak about? With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this... And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. That is the most insane thing I've ever heard. Besides, there's no way such a thing... You speak the truth. How dare you breach the think tank? And what do you want here? That's no deal at all. There's a whole... We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves. For you? And for science? I have a strange sensation that I would like that. Very well, partner. The think tank is at your service. Thank you for what you have. I feel an odd emotion. The lobotomite.
So is Mobius as twisted as he looked in person? Can't believe you entered the... You sure are test... Yeah, they were... The teddy bear lobotomite returned.
As it had been in the years before the Great War,
Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discovery safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The courier had scoured much of the Big Empty, although secrets still remained in the crater's depths. Perhaps that was for the best, however. Curiosity, while sometimes rewarded for its efforts, often proves to be equally dangerous.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The biological research station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magneto-hydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other Sync personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except, he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910. If you didn't hear about it, good. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names much too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier ran through the X8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after the stealth suit had left it without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
Dr. Klein and the think tank remained alive, unaware of the world outside. They looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond, although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it, well, the courier had already called dibs.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, old world blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues, and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
Greetings, citizen.
Might I be safe in the assumption that matters with the think tank will Sir be staying for... Will Sir be staying for...
So you beat the big brains at their own game.
With the brains dealt with, soon we can spread our rule across the...
I trust matters regarding your brain, right?
You took it.
You're back, and the brains didn't lobotomize.
Please, please, please tell me you stopped. Who's the flat? Of course you.
Any new research? I might as well take dollar.
We are laboring away.
Always nice.
Will Sir be staying for... Regret. In addition to any goods Sir might require.
Want to push my buttons?
while you were out, I spent 6 hours trying to reach a coffee cup on the shoulder. When I finally got it down, I was so happy! I cried. I hate my life!